Hi guys, Ali Taylor here, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to turn your hips correctly during your golf swing. Right, so I think everybody watching this video would love to hit the ball a little bit further, and there's lots of different ways of doing it, and one of the ways you can create a little bit more speed in your golf swing is to turn your hips more correctly, better, enabling you to make a bigger turn in your backswing, which will give the club longer to accelerate, but also get you moving quicker in the downswing. So hopefully by the end of today's video, we're going to have you hitting the ball longer and straighter than ever before. Right then guys, so I'm going to open up with kind of a typical shot that I would see with most golfers. So most golfers, I think nowadays, don't always get themselves in the perfect position, but a decent place at address. And then really there's a very much an emphasis on trying to stay still and down. So you kind of see a swing that's very, and it can be a decent strike. So you see out the middle of the golf club, manage to get the weight across onto the left side. So my low points after the ball, but really lacking club speed, and therefore as good as the strike tends to be, just see golfers that really can keep it in play but don't really hit the ball very, very far. So I've spoken in previous videos about if we can get a bigger turn in the golf swing, the club's got longer to accelerate, and as a result of that we can generate some more club head speed, obviously as long as we maintain strike and then hit the ball further. But one of the things we need to be able to do if we're going to get a bigger turn with our shoulders is to actually get those hips turning better. So on the way back, getting that back hip back behind us, and then on the way through, getting that lead hip out of the way. And I think for a lot of golfers, they don't necessarily understand how they get the hips turning correctly. So one great feeling to get, even if you pop a club down, is to stand up in your golf posture and almost feel that you're going to lift your right heel up and you've got your weight in your left heel. And what we're going to do for your backswing is we're going to put the left heel the right heel down, and really get the weight moving there and get the weight moving forward so that the left heel comes off. And what you'll see is as your weight moves back in the right foot and forward, that back hip turns back behind you. And then we're going to reverse that on the way down. We're going to feel left heel down, weight goes forward in the right foot, and we can see the hips turn. And if we watch when we walk, the hips naturally start to turn because of the way we push our weight in our feet in the ground. So that can be a great little feeling that as you're swinging, you might even start with the right heel up in the air, and then put the right heel down, let the weight go back, left heel comes up, and then reverse. And the more of that you can do, you can see straight away a much, much bigger backswing, and then starting to generate a little bit more speed. So I would say for a lot of guys, initially, particularly when they try and hit shots with this, it feels very, very out of control and feels like they're moving around a lot. So have plenty of practice swings, right heel up, get that heel down early, big turn, get that left heel down. Now, obviously when you're practicing, you're probably not going to have a camera there, so don't worry if there's a few missed hits to begin with. So we're going to straight away start with that right heel up, get the heel down, start the backswing. Now, even though the strike wasn't great, we saw the club head speed straight away jump up to 88 miles an hour. My low point control wasn't as good, but we suddenly saw 146 yards. So heel up, and it's just a really good exaggerated drill. And if you can do that, then what you want to start feeling is, right, with the feet flat, can I get the feel from a weight moving back in my right foot, forward in my lead foot? Get that weight moving quicker and quicker. And then when you make your swing, can you get that feeling in your feet? That does feel fast, really feels fast. Feels like I'm able to make a nice big turn. And again, wasn't perfect, but I saw a little bit more club head speed, and I saw more carry on the shot. So again, and this is even for me, particularly with driver, this is something I'm working on. So let's go a couple more. Again, not quite got the strike there with it, but it really feels like I'm building speed. So 90 mile an hour and 156, which is probably just around about where my 7-iron would currently be. So let's see if I can get even quicker on this one. Get those feet moving, even get a bit of a feel for it before you start your swing. You can see how everything's starting to turn really quickly. Let's really go for this one. And then that felt quick, felt like the strike was better. So it was marginally quicker. Good strike, lots and lots of spin, good control, and hitting the ball further and still nice and accurate. Right then guys, so possibly for a few of you guys that have tried that might be a very different sensation for you, getting that feeling of how the weight is moving and the pressure in your feet against the ground, and how that's making you turn your hips and allowing your upper body to turn more than it's ever done, and probably quicker than it's ever done. And hopefully if you can maintain that kind of bit of timing in there and get that strike right, you're going to see a huge improvement in your distance that you hit in the golf ball. But like I said, it can take a little bit of getting used to, and don't be discouraged in practice if you miss hit a few. You know, if you continue to try and stay very, very still, which mentally feels like we're going to strike the ball well, you're just very limited in how much you can turn, therefore how much speed you can generate. And it might be okay if you're still hitting your irons a good distance, but most golfers that come and see me, one of the major complaints is, even if they're hitting it decently and keeping it in play, they're just not hitting it far enough. So they're having to hit a lot of fairway woods and hybrids into greens, which makes it incredibly hard to hit the green and score as well as they should do. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's content. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below, ring that notification bell, and then you find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.